Good evening, everyone. So here I am with the next video on the dynamic analysis method. Yes, yesterday I had sent some notes. Now this particular clause I am reading it out from your IS code ICT 93. Okay. So dynamic analysis method, we have already studied static method to calculate the design force, lateral forces, and this is the second methodology, that is the dynamic analysis method. It shall be performed to obtain the design lateral force, as we all know, where design seismic base shear is important, VB, and its distribution to different levels along the height of the building. We have also seen this in the static method. This method, that is dynamic analysis, is used for all the buildings other than the regular buildings which are lower than 15 meters in zone 2. So this is one of the clauses you have to look for in the question, that this can be used for all the buildings apart from the ones which are less than 15 meters in zone 2. Okay, then only we can go ahead with dynamic analysis, or else we have to go by static analysis only. So there is one more thing over here, the VB that we used to calculate by the fundamental natural period, now going forward it will be called as VB bar, and the VB, that is base shear, that we calculate from the dynamic analysis method, will be called as VB now. Okay, and the design base shear by dynamic analysis VB estimated shall not be less than the design base shear of VB bar, that is calculated from the fundamental natural period TA. This is one of the clauses. This is available in your code on page number 23, clause 7.7. Okay, now important things or the methodology that is carried out here is, you will be calculating modal mass and mode participation factor, and then the design lateral forces. So this is clause number 7.7.5.4, that is simplified method for dynamic analysis, wherein I calculate the modal mass mk, and which is given by the formula summation of wi phi I the whole square divided by g into wi phi I square. So they have mentioned everything here, where g is the acceleration due to gravity, phi is the mode shape coefficient, w is the seismic weight at that particular floor. If I say wi, it is at ith floor. If it is w1, it is at the first floor, like that. And n is the total number of floor. Then mode participation factor, pk, we have to calculate. Design lateral force at each floor, that is given by qik, a into phi into p into w, where ak is your design horizontal acceleration, the same way, that is sa by g into zi by 2r, the same thing you will be using over here, into phi, that is mode shape, pk, that is your participation factor, mode participation factor, and w is the weight at each floor level. Okay, using this formula we calculate the design lateral forces. And then story shear, using v formula, that summation of q, there is a method for this, we will see it in the numericals. And then the design lateral forces at each we have to calculate. So these are the 5 steps that will be followed, and these are the formulas that are there in your codebook on page number 24 and 25, clause 7.7.5.4. Now the same thing I will share the e-notes that I have prepared. Look at this. So I've just written it once again. That is, VB is calculated by dynamic analysis and VB bar is calculated by your static analysis. For the dynamic analysis, it is done by 2 methods basically, time history method and response spectrum method, but we will be going ahead with the response spectrum method. Okay, so wherein first step is calculate the modal mass mk, the page number and clause is given over here, then mode participation factor, design lateral force, story shear, and the lateral forces. I've taken a small example here. I'll be solving this in the next video of mine, wherein this is the same numerical which we have already done by static analysis. It will be better to compare. That's why I've taken the same thing. A residential SMRF building with seismic weights W1, W2, W3 are given, and story heights, that is 4 meters at the ground. First it is 3.2 and second floor it is 3.2. Is building is founded on the hard rock situated in zone 4. Here they give us the results of the free vibration. Now in dynamic analysis, these things are given in your question. Actually, this is calculated and got from structural dynamics. The students who have opted for structural dynamics will know how to calculate the omega values and the different mode shapes for the given data. So this part is basically from structural dynamics, but others need not worry, because this will be given to us in the question now. Here omega, he gives us the frequencies in radians per second. I've missed to write over here. This is in radians per second, but I need it to be in only seconds, so I have to convert this. Okay, and 5 mode shapes. I come across the terminology mode shape usually, where mode shape is nothing but your how the building would uh, deform in elastic way. Okay, so now I've just taken calculated this, the natural period t, when the omega is given in radians per second, and I want to calculate in per terms of natural period t. The formula is 2 pi by omega. Actually this formula is omega is equal to 2 pi by t, or t is 2 pi by omega. So I'll calculate the t first, substituting for all the omega values, that is 2 into pi 3.142 divided by omega 10.035. I get 0.626, 0.156 and 0.097, which I've taken as 0.1. Okay, I've used the formula t equal to 2 pi by omega. These are the values of the omega in radians per second. Now sometimes in the question this is directly given in terms of seconds. That time you will make use as seconds only. Do not convert this again. Okay, then calculated the natural periods over here. Then the mode shapes. This is for first one, that is 1.97 and 0.76. That is, one is always the topmost, that is roof. Next one the bottom, and next one the least one. If there are 4 the floors, then you will get another 4th value here, which would be for the ground floor. So this goes like this, that is, this is your topmost floor, the next floor, the next floor, and the ground floor. Okay, so here I've written roof is 1 for first mode, mode 1. Then second value is 0.97, and this similarly for all the 3 I've written over here. Just to give you the understanding of mode shapes, I'm just plotting the mode shapes over there. You will understand how the structure behaves. For mode 1, that is 1 at roof, 1 value of 1 here. I will show the displacement here 1. Then second floor it is 0.97, so this horizontal displacement is 0.97, and at the first floor it is 0.76. I mark these dots and then I will simply join them by a free line. So initially the structure is like this, but under the influence of the earthquake, the response, it would be like this in mode 1. Second mode, again the value is 1. Next at second floor it is 0.5, so a little inside. And third mode, at first floor it is minus 1.3, so it goes towards the left side. So this distance is minus 1.3. So then I join these dots and I get the mode shape, and this is the third mode shape. Okay, this is just, I'm trying to give basics for the students who are from non structural dynamics background about the mode shapes. Actually there is lots of data behind this, which has to be how it is calculated, what it indicates, and how it indicates. I will be taking up this again in your module 2 for introduction to the structural dynamics or dynamics. Okay, so this is how it goes ahead. So we will be solving this particular numerical in my next video. You will come across, this is a formula, and these formulas are available in your code book starting from page 23. Formulas are on page number 24 and 25. Thank you.